What is going on around town? What's happening is courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical, and Refinery Inspection. Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com. Billings Kiwanis are bringing the Movies in the Park back on the 26th. This coming Friday night, Finding Nemo at Rose Park. That's what's going on. Billings Kiwanis Movies in the Park took July off and most of August. August 26th, Finding Nemo, Rose Park. And then two Billings Kiwanis Movies in the Park in September. September 9th, Ant-Man at Castle Rock. And September 16th, Wizard of Oz. That'll be at Pioneer Park. Those are all Friday nights. And the rule has been over the years that if Friday night is inclement weather, then those movies will move to, at the same parks, will move to that Saturday. So as of right now, scheduled for August 26th, September 9th, and September 16th. Also, Slide the City is back. Skyway Boulevard and Alkali Creek Road. And save the date, September 10th. Ought to be a relatively nice fall weather. September 10th, Slide the City from Sack Lunch Productions, back for the third year in Billings. Slide the City and be one of your last gasps at some nice cool water entertainment for you. Tickets on sale, slidethecity.com, and you'll put /location Billings, Montana, or just Google search Slide the City Billings, and it'll come right up. That's coming up September 10th. The annual event, Dream Beds for Kids, will be at Center Court on October 1st through October 8th at Rimrock Mall. Dream Beds for Kids fundraiser for the Center for Children and Families. Dream Beds for Kids 2016. Center Courts. That is, you'll walk into Rimrock Mall. That is coming up a ways away, October 1st through October 8th. Plan for that, and you'll be hearing all about the fundraising way before that. The Center for Children and Families and their fundraiser. Appreciate that in advance. LivinLargeLarry.com. Live and Large Larry live in the Red Line Computer Studios in West Billings, next to the Wave Car Wash off King and 29th West. What is going on around town? What's happening is courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical, and Refinery Inspection. Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com. Trained barber haircuts, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in the Heights, the best $10 haircut ever. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, the official barber for the Live and Large Larry live show. Like him on Facebook, Jim and Austin's Barbershop up in Billings Heights, 2225 Main in the Heights. Jim and Austin's Barbershop. Proud supporters of the JCs. And coming up, Mayor Call. Talk with Mayor Tom Handel from late last week. Revisit on liveandlargelarry.com. Courtesy of Keystone Mortgage, downtown Billings.
Live and Large Larry live from the Red Line Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Live and Large Larry live.
Our replay sponsor on Live and Large Larry Live is brought to you by Keystone Mortgage in their new location, 248-7124. And you can check them out and visit them at 2442 First Avenue North. They're right across from the pub station in downtown Billings. Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. Keystone Mortgage. It is Mayor Call with Mayor Tom Handel, City of Billings, and hello to you, sir.
Good morning, Larry. How are you?
Whew, man, I'm exhausted. Montana Fair takes it out of me. I've been there 4 days already.
Oh, my Lord. Well, let me tell you, I've been down a couple times myself, and very impressed. You know, we try to be down there every year, and like always, very well managed, clean, a lot of good security. I didn't see any issues at all. People are excited to be out. Looks like a good crowd. They're spending money, so another great fair. And I think probably the highlight for us was going through the 4-H exhibits, knowing that the auction's coming up Saturday. Should be a great one.
That'll be fun. And, fantastic weather, too, all the way through August 20th. It's going to cool down a little bit, but that's not going to hamper any fairgoers. I guarantee it'll still be a big crowd out there.
I don't think it's going to harm a thing. You know, and the weather's been very good to this point, and even if it does cool off a little, it'll probably help the attendance. So let's think positive.
And I love all the things on a stick. Fair food.
Well, then you must have been down to the Norwegian stand then, because if, like me, I had a couple of Vikings on a stick, and, you know, the Norskis, have you had one of those?
No, I've had corn on the cob on the stick.
Well, you have to try it.
A
Try a Viking on a stick.
All right.
And then the Norski, you know, they got those deep-fried rolls, buns, whatever they want to call them. I don't know, rolled in cinnamon, sugar.
Man.
Oh, yes. You don't want to go too far on those because they'll get you.
Yeah.
They hang around for a while. What can I say?
Well, plenty of fair days left, so maybe I'll put that on my my things to accomplish. Boy, big news in Billings today, or this week, actually. One Big Sky Center. I saw it on social media. Thought it was a joke about a $120 million project, but there's been a lot of people talking about this possible new development.
Yeah, absolutely, Larry, and it's something for Billings, which is of this magnitude, has never happened. And of course, these developers have been eyeing Billings for some time, and I have always said Billings has a lot to offer. We're right on the verge, and they seem to think so also. So we welcome them, and we hope it becomes reality.
If you can kind of paint that picture for us as to what it may look like. I know there's going to be a hotel, a conference center, a pedestrian mall type setup.
Pedestrian mall. There's going to be some activities to include ice skating. There's going to be shops. There's going to be the meeting rooms upstairs, a huge 600-plus car parking garage. So a variety of things all under one or two roofs down there. But as I say, it's a wonderful plan. I wish them the very best. I think the big key, the secret's going to be the financing.
Right, yeah, that's my next question. And do you know, is there a timetable as to when it's going to start being built, or is it a for sure thing?
Oh, no. It's still in the planning stages. I hope it's a sure thing, but it'll come back to the council for another presentation on the 12th of September, and we'll know more at that time. They're supposed to bring forward a working agreement with the City of Billings at that time. However, we're supposed to have a preliminary draft even before then. So we'll see what that says, and if it's something we can work with, and if they're able to secure the funds that are needed, hopefully it moves forward.
Yeah, it's 70,000 square feet. That's a pretty big complex, so we'll have to just take it one step at a time, I guess, Mayor Hennel.
There you go.
So Parks and Recreation, the master plan hasn't occurred. Any updates in nearly 20 years? What's up with that issue?
It's time. It's definitely time. And, you know, our parks and outdoor recreation connected to the City of Billings is doing very, very well. I cannot thank the citizens enough. I know that it was controversial at the time, but I think we've proven that we've put the funds to very good use, and that's the Park Maintenance District. We've improved our parks, our playgrounds, our tennis courts, ball fields, bathrooms, irrigation systems. I cannot go, there's such a list that could go on and on as to the improvements, not only of that was deferred maintenance needed for a long, long time to be improved, but new improvements to help create a better community and overall quality of life.
What I like is the fact that the updating the dated plan is going to be open to a public meeting coming up on Tuesday, which is a good thing.
Absolutely, yes. You have the opportunity to go and voice your opinion, good, bad, or ugly, or your thoughts where things need to go or need to be changed, and that's what they're looking for. So I hope you have the opportunity to attend.
And other city business, I noticed this a while back, actually, the first part of the summertime, there was a little bit of talk about smart meters, smart parking meters, and there's talk about doing some maintenance on our parking garages in downtown Billings as well.
You know, Larry, and that's an exciting change. You know, the last time we adjusted the parking meter rates was in 2012, so it's been a while, and this is something that you would expect should be revised, adjusted every now and then, and in this particular case, in order to take care of our parking structures and striping of the lanes and everything to do with parking downtown, that costs money. We need to adjust the rates to overcome the increased costs. So no surprise, but in this particular case, very exciting. The new technology that's being offered with parking meters, the old coin meter, the wind-up meters are a thing of the past, and be it that there will be some still available, the new ones now you can pay with your phone, you can pay with a credit card, a debit card, You can locate a meter, a vacancy anywhere downtown by getting on your smartphone. It'll tell you where there's meters available. Sitting in a meeting, your time runs out. You need to extend your time a little bit. You can do it right there from your smartphone. So it's where things are going, and many communities have made this change, and it's time that Billings steps into the future, and that's what it's all about.
Because I'm an example of a guy that used to carry a little bit of cash. These days, with the convenience of smartphones and debit cards and credit cards, it's hard for me to find 35 cents at times to replug my meter. So I'm glad this is going to go through.
Exactly, and when it does run a little short on time, you reach down in that pocket and you're out of coins. Now you've got to go, get some change at some business somewhere, and that's inconvenient. So it's all about ease, it's about efficiency, and carried on over into our workforce as city employees. This will also create a much more efficient workforce. So a savings for everyone, yes.
So in my little world, what my wife Carrie doesn't like is the fact that she collects coins for parking meters when she does business downtown Billings, or places that require parking meters, and I use the coins that she collects for tips when I go to the coffee bar to get my mocha, and then she needs it and there's no coins left.
And you're the bad guy.
Yeah, I'm the bad guy, and I own up to it.
You're the bad guy.
So that's a great change. Looking forward to it. All right, Mayor Tom Handel, the end of Fair Week, and I'm sure we'll see you around town. We appreciate Miracle with you every week, and we'll get you next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Larry. You have a wonderful day, and please tell your lovely wife, Terry, hello.
Hey, shout out to Robin, too. Appreciate it. Thanks, sir.
Thank you. You bet.
The promise from Brown's Automotive in Billings to continue communications. It's been happening for over 60 years in Billings. Brown's Auto Service on Broadwater. Brown's West Auto Service, corner of Rosebud and 20th in Billings. 2 downtown locations of Brown's Automotive, the Automatic Transmission Company, 13th Street North and 1st Avenue North, and Brown's Rebuild Center downtown at 18th Street North and 2nd Avenue North. Brown's Automotive. Brown's Auto, Billings.com. Third-year anniversary celebration for Carrie's Massage business. 2-part body wraps at $70 the month of August, normally $95. That'd be good for any 2 body parts that you choose. So you could choose your hips and legs or arms and belly. You can even get your face massage. Yep. It'll help tighten your chin muscles so that little flap of skin that you tend to get will shrink up just a little bit. Carrie's Massage, 928 Broadwater, suite number 204. And how about half-price reflexology massages for $15? Normally cost you $30. The reflexology is just hands and feet. Takes about 30 minutes. Includes a relaxing foot soak as well. Carrie's Massage, 3 years and going strong. 928 Broadwater, suite number 204. Trained Barber Haircuts, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in the Heights, the best $10 haircut ever. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, the official barber for the Livin Large Larry live show. Like him on Facebook, Jim and Austin's Barbershop up in Billings Heights. 2225 Main in the Heights, Jim and Austin's Barbershop. Proud supporters of the JCs. Best Coupon Magazine, truly in and around Billings, with an issue for different areas around Billings. Coupons that fit where you live. Hometown Values. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. If you check your mail from time to time, you'll see it. It's going to show up in your mailbox. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. Check out the new Heights edition. Also the newest Billings Laurel edition is out as well. Hometown Values with practical couponing in the magazine. Hometown Values.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Livin Large Larry live, livinlargelarry.com from the Redline Computer Studios in West Billings, across from Goodwill. And cooler temperatures, about 80 today, then 60s for a couple of days, and then back up to the 80s by the weekend. Seems like fall may be upon us here. Anti-marijuana. I'm Livin Large Larry. Steve Zabawa, the lead sponsor of an anti-marijuana ballot initiative, appeared in Flathead District Court on Friday to request the measure to be placed on the November ballot. A decision from the judge is expected later on this week. And with the highest attendance since 2010, this summer's Western Montana Fair saw an increase over the past 5 years in almost every tracked category. A little over 66,000 people attended the fair this summer, about 8,000 more than last year. We'll have numbers for Montana Fair here in Billings released later on this week. A memorial service was held Saturday in Missoula for a U.S. Forest Service firefighter who was killed battling a wildfire in Great Basin National Park in eastern Nevada. Hotshot firefighting crews lined a lane to honor Justin Beebe, who died August 13th when he was struck by a tree while fighting a 7-square-mile blaze ignited by lightning on August 8th, about 200 miles northeast of Las Vegas. Beebe was a member of the Ololo Hotshots based in Missoula, one of a number of elite Forest Service crews called for the most dangerous wildfires in the West. Beebe will be buried in his home state of Vermont. Butte Silver Bow County is taking ownership of the former Northwestern Energy building after a buyer couldn't be found, costing taxpayers about $1,000 a month in Butte for upkeep until it can be sold. The city agreed to take the building if Northwestern couldn't sell it in an agreement to keep the company's Montana headquarters in Butte. AT&T is adding about 100 customer service jobs in Missoula. The company bought DirecTV, including its local call center, last summer, and says it needs 100 customer service representatives in Missoula. Montana State University and its partners have received a $20 million grant from the National Institutes of Health to address health disparities facing Native communities in Montana and Alaska. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have determined that American Indian and Alaska Native deaths rates were nearly 50% greater than non-Hispanic whites between 1999 and 2009. A number of construction projects at Glacier National Park are expected to begin in the coming weeks. Road closures are expected to begin September 6th after the Labor Day holiday and continue through May. Park officials say visitors should expect mild delays because of the various projects during that time frame. Montana's unemployment rate remained steady for the month of July at 4.2%. Total employment remained above 501,000. Montana has added over 7,700 jobs for the year, ending in the first quarter of 2016. And Sunday at Zoo Montana in Billings, admission was free all day for local law enforcement and their families. They were also fed free of charge by 3 food trucks parked outside the zoo's entry. Once inside, police and their families enjoyed donated sweets and beverages and more to show appreciation for what they do for the community every day. And sports. The U.S. came away with 3 more gold medals on the final day of competition at the Rio Olympics. The men's basketball team clobbered Serbia 96-66 behind Kevin Durant's 30 points. Boxer Clarissa Shields won the middleweight clash for the second straight Olympics. And 20-year-old Kyle Snyder won gold in the 97-kilogram class to become the youngest Olympic wrestling champion in U.S. history. The final tally, the U.S. finished with 121 total medals, 51 more than runner-up China, in the largest margin for a non-boycotted Olympics in nearly a century. Alabama is number 1 in the AP college football preseason poll after receiving 33 of 61 first-place votes and 1,469 total points from the media panel. Clemson's ranked second with 16 first-place votes, 7.5 months after the Tigers lost to the Crimson Tide in the national championship game. Oklahoma's third, followed by Florida State, LSU, Ohio State, Michigan, Stanford, Tennessee, and Notre Dame, in that order. State and regional news and sports. I'm Livin Large Larry. As we utilize KTVQ.com, Color8.com, the Billings Gazette, also thanks to our state news writer Brian Bennett, Northern News Network, for helping us source out some of our items for news in and around Billings. LivinLargeLarry.com on YouTube, the TuneIn smartphone app. TuneIn is TUNEIN, one word, free app for your iPhones and Androids as we broadcast from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Wave Car Wash off King and 29th Street West in Billings. Another great experience, my wife and I, at N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, suite number 4, over the weekend. We go probably twice a month on average, and you can actually enjoy and take advantage of what N2 Cryotherapy is all about twice a day, actually. N2cryo.com. If you've heard us talking about cryotherapy, what it's all about, log on to N2cryo.com for a brief history as to what cryotherapy is all about, and more importantly, what N2 Cryotherapy here in Billings is all about. And Cindy Graff and her crew are very good at servicing athletes in forms of N2 Cryotherapy. Again, 805 24th Street West, suite number 4, N2cryo.com. What is going on around town? What's happening is courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical, and Refinery Inspection. Bighorn Inspection, BighornInspection.com. The annual Dream Beds for Kids is back at Center Court Rimrock Mall. Not until next month is what's going on around town. Center Court Rimrock Mall Dream Beds for Kids 2016, a fundraiser for the Center for Children and Families. And we'll learn all about that center. Coming up, we'll have visits on the way in just a few minutes, actually, and talk more about that. Also, mention that Up With People, back in town, back in Billings. Had Up With People in Billings, I think 2 years ago. Up With People performances September 9th and September 10th at Alberta Bear Theater. And you've got to Google out Alberta Bear Theater, albertabeartheater.org for more details and tickets for Up With People, doing good things around Billings for community service. And there are 2 performances, September 9th and September 10th. What is going on around town? What's happening is courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical, and Refinery Inspection. Bighorn Inspection, bighorninspection.com. A true coupon book, a coupon magazine, and it's actually the size that you can actually read through and see what's offered and see the prices. Practical couponing with hometown values, savings magazine. And maybe you've seen it. It comes through the mail to your house. Don't toss it. There's the Hometown Values magazine for each section of Billings and Laurel. Look for it. Hometown Values Savings Magazine, and the most recent issues have been mailed to you. Check them out. Give them a try. Hometown Values. And a visit with Tammy Melhoff with Center for Children and Families coming up about their big fundraiser in October, their annual events. That's on the way. 3rd year anniversary celebration for Carrie's Massage Business. 2-part body wraps at $70 the month of August, normally $95. That'd be good for any 2 body parts that you choose. So you could choose your hips and legs or arms and belly. You can even get your face massage. Yep. It'll help tighten your chin muscles so that little flap of skin that you tend to get will shrink up just a little bit. Carrie's Massage, 928 Broadwater, suite number 204. And how about half-price reflexology massages for $15? Normally cost you $30. The reflexology is just hands and feet. Takes about 30 minutes. Includes a relaxing foot soak as well. Carrie's Massage, 3 years and going strong. 928 Broadwater, suite number 204.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Red Line Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
Our replay sponsor on Livin' Large Larry Live is brought to you by Keystone Mortgage in their new location, 248-7124. And you can check them out and visit them at 2442 First Avenue North. They're right across from the pub station in downtown Billings. Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number, you're our number 1 priority. Keystone Mortgage. Tammy Melhoff with his Director of Marketing, the Center for Children and Families. And hello, Tammy.
Hi, Larry. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, no worries. Give us some background about Tammy Melhoff. What are you all about?
What am I all about? Well, I have been the Director of Marketing at the Center for Children and Families for about 1.5 years now. And in that time, I have come to find out so much. Not only do I do marketing, but I also do training for trauma-informed care. So I go around to different agencies along with my co-presenter, and we inform folks about emotional trauma and how it can affect a child and their development and things they can do to mitigate the impact of trauma on our community.
The Center for Children and Families has been around for how many years, Tammy?
So the Center for Children and Families is a merger of Second Chance. It was merged in 2011.
Okay.
Before the merger of Second Chance Homes and Arrowhead Psychological, we have these 2 businesses or agencies, and rather, that were kind of doing the same thing. And the visionaries behind both of those agencies decided to get together and form a partnership, which hence became the Center for Children and Families.
And one of your taglines is, every family is unique.
That's right. Every family is unique, and we are doing what we can to address the unique problems that many families in our community face. Problems like drug addiction or substance abuse. We do parenting classes. We do intensive outpatient treatment. We do all sorts of different things. We have a program that helps youth who are transitioning from foster care into what we call independent living. So it kind of helps them make that transition from living in the foster care system to living a life on their own and helping them out, getting ready for that.
And the end goal, hopefully, is to find solutions to people's challenges.
Exactly. I like to say that we're helping the future of our community one family at a time.
Oh, perfect. All right, an event that's been around for a number of years, Dream Beds for Kids. How long has it been around, and is it always been at Rimrock Mall?
It's always been at Rimrock Mall. Dream Beds was actually one of the first fundraisers that we ever held. We started that about 5 years ago. This is going to be the 5th year for Dream Beds. And every year has seen, a little bit of growth. Every year we get bigger and bigger. This year we have 5 beds in line. We've got some amazing sponsors helping us build those beds. People like Gabriel Hink at Gabriel's Toys. We have Keller Williams, Frosty and Suzanne Irving from Keller Williams. We have several agencies. Those are just 2 that I can remember off the top of my head.
So Dream Beds for Kids 2016 at the Center Court Rimrock Mall, and you can't miss them from October 1st through the 8th. What can people do to help out, and do they bid on the beds, or how does it work?
Well, actually, what it is more like a raffle. So we're going to have 6 amazing beds. We're going to have, 5 amazing beds. And we're going to have these beds on display at Center Court and Rimrock Mall. And we invite you down to come and look at the beds. And you can actually buy raffle tickets to win a chance to win one of these beds. And take the bed home, set it up, and make a kid's dream come true with one of these dream beds.
I know that when I was, and my wife was with the Billings Roller Derby Dames several years ago, they made a bed for the Dream Beds for Kids. And the more unique the bed, the more play it gets.
Exactly. Last year we had a bed that looked like a big old tractor. We had a fire truck bed. We had a bed that had an actual climbing wall and slide on it. They were just some amazing beds. And this year looks like we're going to have even more amazing beds. Here we're going to have a Star Wars bed that's shaped like one of those big AT-AT walkers.
Cool.
That'd be really cool. And I know that we're also going to have a camping bed. One of the agencies that's housed in our facility, the Montana Anti-Family Violence Coalition, they are creating a Shopkins bed, and we've got a couple of other themes that are being bantered about as the beds get built. So it looks like it's going to be another good year. All
right, Center Court Rimrock Mall, October 1st through October 8th, Dream Beds for Kids. And then what happens on the 8th? Or what happens on after the 8th of October?
After October 8th, what we're going to do is on October 8th, we're going to have the actual drawing. And I'm working on plans right now for a great event to kind of highlight what's going on and thank our sponsors and draw for the winners of the beds. You don't need to be there to win, but it might be really cool if you did.
All right, Center for Children and Families. Give us your contact information, like Facebook, websites, phone numbers for details.
Awesome. Okay, so if you would like to help us out with Dream Beds, if you'd like to be on the committee, if you would like to volunteer, anything you would like to do, if you'd like to help us out, or if you just want to find out more, you can contact the Center for Children and Families. We are on Facebook at facebook.com/4families. That's FOR families. We're also on the web at 4families.org. And you can give us a call at the center, which is 294-5090. We're on 3rd Avenue North, right across from the cathedral. And we would love to have everyone come down and take a tour and find out what we're all about.
All right, Tammy Melhoff with the Center for Children and Families. We appreciate your time and good work on the project. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Larry. I appreciate you having me today.
Livin' Large Larry Live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry Live.
All right, Keystone Mortgage. We have a couple things to talk about, and you're pretty hyped up for I think the third year for Indian Relay here in Billings coming up in September.
Second year here in Billings. Yeah, next year will be the third. From what they keep telling us is that they want this to be the home for the championships.
They're trying to make that happen.
Uh-huh.
I think it works, and we talked about that before, and I've talked to the organizer of that last year. That is his hope and dream as well.
Right, Gary?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a perfect area for it.
Well, it is. It's pretty centrally located. We can sustain the crowds. Billings is big enough.
Yeah.
We've got, they're putting new hotels up every time you turn around the corner. There's
it seems like
hotel.
Like this week, they talk about the one in downtown Billings, that big conglomerate, 70,000 square foot. Did you hear about that?
I did.
The high rise and
I did.
The shopping and offices and hotel.
Right. Kind of made me a little jealous that I'm not in my 20s anymore.
Yeah, I know, right.
It'd be a great place to live.
So is Keystone Mortgage a sponsor of Indian Relay this year?
Yes, we are. Yeah. We are for our second year running, and this year we'll actually have a booth down there, and they treat us well. With our sponsorship packages, they're such a generous organization, and it's a lot of fun to go and watch anyway.
Yeah, and I've missed out. I missed out on the one in Sheridan I was invited to a couple of years ago, and I missed out the one last year. And this year, if I go on Thursday the 22nd of September or the 23rd, which is Friday, I'll be okay because we're flying out to Kansas City on the 24th. So I almost will miss this year's too.
Oh, well, you better go.
I know. I keep hearing that.
I have never seen one before, and
I've seen them on YouTube, and it's entertaining.
They are crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're crazy.
Don't ask me to do that.
No. No, I mean, looking at it, I'm on the edge of my seat like, don't fall off that horse.
Yeah, if they're skilled. If you have not seen Indian Relay and you keep hearing about it, then it would behoove you to log on and search it out. And you just search out Indian Relay, and a bunch of YouTubes come up. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool event.
Their core strength, just jumping from horse. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Thursday through Sunday here in Billings, it'll be at the grandstands.
Yes.
Nice.
They're going to have a whole bunch of booths inside the grandstands up on the main floor.
It's like a little mini fair.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll have a booth there, and then from what I understand, that they've got other sponsors going to be there. I don't know so much about what the food is going to be because they do have a fantastic VIP section. If you can get it in on the VIP section, they've got these great tables, and their food is wonderful. I mean, we're not talking like go get your hot dog. They had steak last year.
Yeah, I bet they have Indian tacos.
Yeah, right, probably.
Yeah, those are I love Indian tacos. It's an art to make an Indian taco the proper way.
Right.
So has Belinda won the big award yet from the readers poll yet?
I don't know. The Gazette has not released it yet.
Oh, okay.
I think from what I'm thinking, it's probably the 23rd. They're putting out a big spread in the newspaper of who's won. So we got our fingers crossed. We're hoping she did.
The voting's done, though.
Oh, yeah, voting's done.
Yeah, the voting's done. That's what I thought.
Yeah, we voted every single day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Well, yeah, if that's what they allow, that's what we're going to do.
That's exactly what it is. They say vote once every day, so we voted once every day.
Laura Shocker with this Keystone Mortgage downtown Billings buyer's class with Belinda coming up in a couple of weeks here.
Yes, Belinda does have a first-time home buyer's class. It is not the accredited class. This is your informational basic seminar. This gives you all the tips that you're going to need. I mean, some of these people will go to these first-time home buyers class to try to get the down payment assistance, and then they don't qualify, so they've wasted 8 hours. Mm-hmm. By doing this class with Belinda over at the Payne West building, Brett Arnold also sponsors it through Payne West, but they give you the start to finish. They give you the what you look for in your financing, what you need to get together for financing. They Serena Anderson will be there for, the real estate in on it, what you're looking for in your home and all that other stuff. And then we've got, of course, Brett Arnold with Payne West, who will do insurance and what you want for your liabilities and your coverages and all that other stuff, and give you kind of a way to shop around and get your ducks in a row before you make that first initial jump.
See, and I've heard of these buyers classes, and I'm glad they're out there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you guys do what you do every single day.
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
Right.
So that's what these are designed for.
Right, and they're purely informational. They play a lot of fun games. They give away prizes. Sometimes they bring food. It just kind of depends on the size of the class. You definitely want to reserve your spot because they do fill up pretty fast. And you can reserve them just by calling Keystone at 248-7124, and we can get you set in there for it.
Okay. And is there a limit on the class that's coming up, or?
That building is so fantastic.
I know,
There's
it's a
plenty of
good
room.
looking. Talk about nice looking buildings.
Right.
The Payne West building, yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, there's plenty of room. The class sizes are, we're not putting 100 people in a class.
Okay.
So, usually around, 20, I believe, 20 or 30 is what they're putting in there. I actually have not been to one of those classes. I just read through what they put together on them, and it's very informational.
Yeah, it's a good curriculum. I like it.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
It's stuff that you wouldn't think to ask, stuff you wouldn't think to look into.
Yeah, it's things that we would understand, too.
Right.
Layman's terms, so to speak.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. August 30th, right? August 30th.
5:30.
Is that next week? No. Where am I at?
Week after. Well, yeah.
What? The 22nd is next Monday.
Okay, so the week after.
Yeah, the 30th, Tuesday the 30th of August. What time at Payne West?
5:30.
5:30, last hour and a half, 2 hours?
Right about an hour and a half, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty quick and informational, and a lot of fun.
You had me at prizes.
I know, right? They give away some good
They
stuff.
give away prizes.
They do. They give away neat stuff. Let's see. One time they gave away home candles, and then they give away gift certificates to restaurants in town.
Oh yeah, there you go.
They got quite the loot over there.
do they attract more women, men, or couples?
Actually, the last one that they did was a lot of couples. It was a lot of couples looking to, go forward. One of them was a newlywed, and then the other ones were, in that stages of planning towards their future. So, it's
a wide array of demographics.
It really is, and it's a great way to go. Well, they also talk about all the programs that we've got available, too. So I think, was it May's or was it June's? One of them, they really honed in on our VA program and on the rural development. Rural development actually has lowered their costs. So for a year, there's a special to get in on rural development.
See, we wouldn't have known this stuff without you on the radio.
No, and I totally forgot to bring information on it because it starts October 1st.
You could put it on your website, your Facebook page.
It's there.
Always got us covered.
Yeah, it's there. I put it out a couple weeks ago because it goes effective October 1st. So there's a prepay amount that you pay with your rural development, which has been reduced dramatically, and then there's another fee associated with rural development that goes on to the loan that's part of the program itself, kind of like FHA will have like a mortgage insurance program. Because rural development is no down payment, they do have a little bit of a fee assistance to make sure that you've got some sort of vested interest in that property. But they've reduced them for a year.
Keystone Mortgage, Laura Shaka with this. Talk Loan Tracker, if you would, for us.
Oh, Loan Tracker is the best thing ever. We have a program where when you apply for a loan, with Keystone Mortgage, you can actually come into the back end and see exactly what process your loan is in, where it's at. You'll know if it's been locked on the interest rate. You'll know what day your appraisal's due back. You'll know everything. And then you can actually even send immediate messages, like a text message basically, to your loan officer if you've got an instant question, and they can respond right away. No matter the time of day, it automatically sends over to them.
Oh, wow.
Our real estate agents, they have a little portal for real estate agents on Loan Tracker as well. So our real estate agents, sometimes they get a call and they're like, well, what's the status of the loan? We're hearing, XYZ from our client, but you told us ABC yesterday, so, where's it in the middle? And a lot of times it gets confusing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, purchasing a home is very emotional.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a huge emotional investment aside from financial. So they can log in and then they can see exactly where everything is too. So they'll know, hey, they asked you for your 4506T. You better get in there and get that done, or you're going to delay your own closing.
We've purchased 2 homes in our lives, Carrie and I, and you're right, it's emotional. And I didn't have Loan Tracker when I was buying homes. I can see where that would be pretty cool.
Oh, it's way cool, and of course, we're the only ones that have it. So,
my question was, does every mortgage company have Loan Tracker?
No.
Only Keystone Mortgage?
Only Keystone Mortgage.
God, I love it when you come in. Says, no, I'm sorry, we've worked hard for it.
That's right. We find that stuff. We're tracking everything down. We're looking for
all for the consumer.
Yep, everything for the customer and everything that is, I guess, new and inventive, and make things easier and streamline it. We're going to find it. If it's there, we're going to find it. We're working on an app right now. where you can apply online through your app.
Wow. That was a secret, wasn't it?
Well, a little bit. Not really.
Yeah, wow. You got people doing that stuff for you.
Well, yeah, because I can't.
The Keystone app, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I can do the marketing, that's fine, but don't ask me to do any of the technology kind of stuff.
So our show's on TuneIn, on an app on your smartphone, so it would be something like Keystone Mortgage app on your smartphones?
Exactly. It'll be just like an app to go on your smartphone.
I need to get my own Livin Large Larry app, but I need somebody. Of course, Dustin here at Redline Computers can probably do that for me.
I bet you he could.
In a heartbeat. For a fee.
I'm sure it would be not that big of a fee.
Let's speak of commercial lending. What's the...
Commercial lending. Well, last year Keystone took on commercial lending. And we know that, there's only a few places really in town you can go get your commercial lending. So we decided to bring it on ourselves. So bringing on commercial lending, again, no upfront costs, no additional junk fees, no any of that. All you're looking at doing is just your basic, your appraisals and your earnest monies and your inspections.
So why did you guys wait as Keystone Mortgage to start doing commercial lending just recently?
Truthfully, because our staff couldn't handle the extra volume.
Yeah, but now you guys are growing. So.
Yeah, now we've grown to the point now where we've got. I mean,
that's a good, honest answer too.
Well, it is.
You could have made something up, but that's a perfect answer.
Well, it is. But why would I take on more that we couldn't, successfully do? We're not going to overpromise and underdeliver.
Sure.
So. Yeah, no, we've got specialists in our office that are designated to each individual one. We've got 4 loan officers. Angel is our commercial loan. Kirsty Bianco, she is our VA guru.
She's the expert. She's a specialist.
Oh yeah. She, we've always done VAs and we've done them very successfully, but her coming to us from Wells Fargo and all this, experience with just, specific VA programs and I mean, there's not a question you can ask that woman. You're not going to stump her. And then we also have Montana Board of Housing, which is also Kirsty. We've got Belinda, who pretty much puts her hands to just about anything and figures it out and gets it handled. And Holly's fantastic with your first-time home buyers. And there's, new couples, never purchased a home before, not knowing where they're doing. You want to sit down with Holly or even Belinda for that matter, and they will, they'll get your ducks in a row. If your credit's not quite to par, Holly Dickey, she's the queen on fixing your credit.
She'll find that.
Again, and for free.
Yeah, I go back to when we bought our first home, and we didn't know where to start. We didn't have any avenues, and luckily it all worked out. But learning from you about Keystone Mortgage and what we could have had we known about it back then, our lives would have been so much easier.
Oh yeah, and I told my husband too. We've purchased 4 homes now, and we've used a bank once. Every other time we found a mortgage broker. Yeah. And mortgage brokers just seem to be a little bit, they're easier to deal with. Yeah. There's not so many restrictions when you go to a mortgage broker. Well, yeah. And,
local.
Right, but they don't get paid until they close your loan.
Sure, yep.
You go to a bank and they're getting paid regardless, so.
Good enough. A lot of people don't know that. We have a conversation about that, and maybe somebody just learned something. But that's a great, I think it's a great selling point, actually.
Well, yeah, and a mortgage broker, we cannot, legally, we are bound to we have to find you the best rate possible. We can't just say, okay, well, this guy's going to give you 3 1/4, but this one's going to give you 4, so I'm going to get paid more on the 4. I'm going to send you to the 4, because we get paid the same no matter what.
Oh, okay.
It is the same no matter what. We are, obligated and bound to find you the absolute best deal, because it doesn't do any different for us other than getting a return customer by treating you right.
I'm going to get a little personal here in a second, but first I want you to get out the Keystone Mortgage, all the contact details, Facebook, website, phone numbers again.
Phone number 248-7124. Facebook is Keystone Mortgage Company, and our website is www.keystonehomeloans.com.
You rattle that off like you do it every day.
I think I do.
All right, so, and this was not rehearsed, this part. Dustin fighting fires?
Dustin is fighting fires. He's a wildland firefighter.
Did he know Justin Beebe from Lolo? Hot Shots?
He did not know him.
Boy, that is just a sad story.
It is. He got caught by a snag, what that means is they were digging line because the fire itself wasn't completely out, and a tree fell on him.
That's just the hazards of firefighting, and I thought about you when I heard about that story, and I mean, Missoula is really stepping up for this guy. He's just been in the hearts of all of Montana. I mean, he's not. His whole life has not been in Montana, but he has made an impact in Montana fighting fires, and they're having a a big celebration of life for him. His family's coming in from Vermont or Virginia or something like that. But
yeah, the Wildland Firefighters Foundation actually steps up pretty big on those kinds of situations. 3 years ago, we went through a huge loss with Granite Mountain Hotshots. 7 of the men who died in that burnover were very good friends of my husband's and mine and our families. My father-in-law has got, almost 40 years in fire. He's
Good
Type 1 incident
Lord.
commander. Yeah. So Dustin's, grown up in fire, and, they were his buddies. They worked together. They grew up together in the industry and everything. And so it's, when something like that happens, it's pretty rough,
Yeah.
It's kind of, people don't realize that when those guys are out there fighting those fires, they're putting their lives on the line every day. These are not the firefighters that want to be in the newspaper.
Right.
They would rather just go hang
Do
out,
their job
do their
and-
deal,
yeah.
and scoot off to the side. And they don't want recognition. They don't want
Yeah.
to be. They have a big joke too. If you get caught in the newspaper, or you get caught on the radio or television or something like that, you buy the crew beer or ice cream, depending on your age.
I lived in
So-
Bend, Oregon, and my morning show co-host, her husband was a firefighter.
Yeah.
They had the same rule. Says if you get caught in media, TV, on radio,
Yep.
picture of the newspaper, you owe us beer.
Yep.
Same
Beer, ice
thing.
cream. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not. It's kind of like I guess it's like their little fraternity brotherhood sort of rules,
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah, Dustin's fought fire all over the United States. He actually was in John Day, Oregon for a while.
Yeah.
He was over there, and he's now back in Arizona. Unfortunately, he's running the state program down there for in the Prescott area.
Just a dangerous career, but I when that story came out, I thought of you and some of the firefighters that I know, and people don't realize that you're
No.
not out there just with a hose and a shovel. I mean, it takes
No.
a lot of strength and stamina. And
No, well, the packs that they carry are 45 to 50
Yeah.
pound packs. So, and those stay on their backs 24/7. They cannot, dump them off anywhere. So they've got their 45, 50 pound pack, and then they've got their saw, or they've got their shovel, or they've got their Pulaski. It depends on what their tool is. There's, people think that there's like a hierarchy in wildland fire, but there really isn't. I mean, whether you're a smoke jumper, a hot shot, on an engine, a hand crew, it does not matter. Those guys are all out there equally throwing it all out there. So,
well, I appreciate the personal dialogue here. I know I probably should have warned you about that, but
that's all right.
You did well speaking about it. I knew that.
I'm a seasoned firewife. What can I say?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I bet you've heard it all.
Yeah, well, there was actually another accident, was it yesterday or the day before, where another firefighter lost his life in California. Same situation, a tree. And then,
The San Bernardino fire? That's a messy fire.
well, those get bad. And, the thing is that people don't realize that grass fires just go. I mean, once a grass fire takes a hold of it, it's gone. They think, oh, yeah, forest, well, those big trees are on fire, and it's crazy, and it's insane. And, well, those ones actually burn slower than a grass fire.
Well, you're going to hear about all the stories. You just told me a story that I knew about the fire, but I didn't know about the incident.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I heard on the news that this is late yesterday afternoon, and I know the news has changed now on this fire, probably even a little bit worse because it's out of control. 80,000 people have been affected from structures being burned down, and I mean, Billings is 120,000, including the heights. That's the way when people have a news story that includes 40,000 people or 50,000. I'm thinking half of Billings.
Yeah.
80,000 people, San Bernardino County.
Well, and the problem is, California, well, the Southwest actually is really notorious for burning up, but California is so densely populated.
Sure. Yep.
And the one thing that I've always stressed to people, and it doesn't matter where you live, defensible space. You've got to create defensible
Right.
space. There, we had we actually used to do a show with Home Smart show. We had our own little radio show for a while, and we actually brought on the
You
BLM.
did?
We did for a
You
little
got
bit.
radio experience.
Well, no, I just did not get on the mic myself. It was Belinda who would get on the radio. But we brought the BLM in on it last year about this time, and we were talking about creating defensible space because, Montana, we don't get the fires that the Southwest does. So
Right.
when something comes up here and something affects us, it's a huge deal. And, people are just a little taken back by it. But in the Southwest, they're always losing homes. They're always, especially California, because of the population and how dry it is. And if you're not keeping your trees cut back away
Yeah,
from your
sure.
house,
That's
keeping
why
your,
that's why you do that.
your dead shrubs out and your grass, you don't want to have dry grass. Put rock down if you're not going to take care of your lawn,
When I was a kid, we lived up in the forest above Frenchtown, Montana. And my dad and mom and same rule. Every every spring we'd clear away from the house.
Yep.
The defensible area you're talking about. It was just part of our chore.
Right.
You know?
And, it doesn't matter if you live in the city or you don't.
Right.
Because you never know.
Common sense.
Right. Because we live over by, we're over by Lake Elmo over there, and people are constantly popping off fireworks. Fortunately, we're closer to the golf course, so that's not an issue for us. But was it 2 years ago they had grass fires over there because people were lighting off fireworks when you're not supposed to do that. But but those hoses back on that back up to the lake, those could have been burned up. Just defensible space is huge.
Yeah. You mentioned your radio show. That was Serena was over on AM 730.
Yeah.
With Scott.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that. I tuned in when I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some good information on that show, actually.
When we decided to come this way instead.
Yeah, I know.
New venture.
We appreciate that. And get you in front of the microphone.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Angel wants me to be in front of the microphone now.
Well, you should. You do. You're articulate. You speak well of Keystone Mortgage. And Laura Shaka, appreciate your time this morning. Personal and professional.
Right.
All right, thank you. I get my haircut every 6 weeks from Jim and Austin's Barber Shop in Billings Heights at 2225 Main Street in the Heights. The best $10 haircut you'll ever have. And Jim and Austin's Barber Shop, they're trained to be barbers. Basic haircut, $10, 10 minutes, in and out. Jim and Austin's Barber Shop, 2225 Main in the Billings Heights. And like them on Facebook, Jim and Austin's Barber Shop in Billings Heights. No disrespect to the industry, but there seems to be coupons for everything. And if you want the real coupon magazine, Hometown Values Coupon Magazine, a coupon book you can read, and practical couponing. Hometown Values, check them out. Different Hometown Values magazines for each part of the city. Hometown Values, Billings and Laurel. Log on to myhometownvalues.com.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
We gather from KTVQ.com, Color8.com, also our state news writer, Brian Bennett, from the Northern News Network. LivinLargeLarry.com on YouTube and the TuneIn smartphone app from the Redline Computer Studios. Some Goodwill in West Billings off King and 29th West. Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Park staff will hold a public information meeting Wednesday evening in Livingston to update the Yellowstone River closure. The meeting will be held at the Livingston Fairgrounds at 6 p.m. public meeting. The Yellowstone River was closed on Friday to all water recreation from Gardner all the way to Laurel due to a parasite which caused a massive fish kill. Up to 10,000 fish have been killed. FWP scientists took additional samples on Monday in tributaries and outside the hotspot area between Emigrant and Livingston. The goal is to see if there are fish dying outside the hot spots. There's a link with the Yellowstone River fish kill fact sheet at ktvq.com. The 43-year partnership between the Billings Mustangs and Major League Baseball's Cincinnati Reds will continue for at least another 2 years. The agreement extends what is already the longest affiliation in short-season minor league baseball. At a press conference on Monday morning, Mustangs managing partner Dave Heller said the Mustangs and Reds combination is a winning formula. Billings has produced multiple major leaguers and won 15 minor league titles. It's the most of any franchise. Montana Fair attendance fell slightly this year. The fair official said preliminary numbers show increases in several other areas of the event that ended last Saturday. Fair spokesman Ray Massey said night show revenue was up 44%. The performance by Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias set a new fair show attendance record at 8,123. Concession revenue also set a new record. The fair added 8 more food and beverage vendors this year, including food trucks, which allowed it to post nearly $1 million in revenue, up 4.2% from 2015. Commercial vendor revenue at the fair also jumped with an increase of 28.3%, according to Ray Massey, Marketing and Sales at Metro Park and Montana Fair. And we'll have a talk with Ray Massey later on this week here at livinlargelarry.com. Get a post-Montana Fair wrap-up. The Copper King fire burning near Thompson Falls made a major run, forcing evacuations. The blaze added 3,000 acres on Sunday and on Monday, is estimated at over 6,900 acres with 30% containment. The growth of the blaze prompted the Sanders County Sheriff's Office to issue evacuation orders for some residences in the Little Thompson River and nearby Montana Highway 200, just south of the fire. There's 317 firefighters assigned to that fire as of right now. And the Babcock Theater has been a staple in the Billings community since it was built in 1907, and now it is up to a special committee to decide the building's future. The theater will come under city council control in the spring, and it'll be up to the group to decide whether the city maintains control or tries to find new ownership. Now, on Monday, the group toured the theater, a building with a spot on the National Register of Historic Places. Nearly $2 million was invested in the building renovations, which included restoring the stage and updating the old heating and cooling systems. The committee will prepare a report to be reviewed by the city council. Former Muscle County Commissioner Sue Olson has become a late entry into the legislative race to represent Roundup and Northwest Yellowstone County. The Democrat will replace Edith Sloan for House District 40 on the November 8th ballot. She'll face Republican Barry Usher, who lives on the district's southern end near Laurel. Billings School District 2 trustees approved elementary and high school budgets in less than an hour on Monday night. Mills levied will hold steady for most funds next year. A brief glance at news in and around Billings, livinlargelarry.com. From the Red Line Computer Studios in West Billings. How's your health? Is your mind open to different ways to be healthier? N2 cryotherapy. You've heard us talk about cryotherapy since about mid-November, and N2 cryotherapy has been in Billings since last July, and it's growing with athletes. If you are suffering from arthritis, give N2 cryotherapy a try. Ask Cindy Graff about the pricing differences of N2 cryotherapy. There's something to fit your budget. N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, Suite number 4, Saturday hours as well. N2 Cryotherapy, n2cryo.com.